Everyone's having a blessed Sunday. So today I'm going to go ahead and go over my top 7 houseplants that really grew during the month of June. And just surprised me basically. Like this, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this pretty young lady who started off. Mind you, I got her, I want to say, was it March or April? I believe April, maybe. And she had, just unfurled this leaf, I believe. So then I kind of was starting to worry, like, oh, she's probably not going to grow anything. Then the next thing I know, I see a little tiny little growth coming, and then she just finally unfurled this. So this is a big, huge, massive leaf. This one she already had, and I was amazed with. So I did let her this right here, I did let her dry out a little too much. So I've learned she does like to be on the moist side, but not soggy. So she's in a clay pot, I believe. This is clay on the inside, I want to say, or is it ceramic? I can't even remember, but I know this pot's beautiful. But yeah, so it's still unfurling, so I'm leaving her be. But yeah, she grew this big, huge leaf in the month of June, believe it or not. Within a whole month, she's grown this humongous leaf. And like I said, this one had just unfurled when I got her. So this is huge. And I'm pretty sure she's going to have some more coming out. So she's pretty happy. I do keep her. She likes bright and direct light. So she's getting that. I've been just misting the top of her soil. And she's and give her a good shower. I try to shower her every other week because I'm scared to death of spider mites. So I'm constantly checking her for spider mites because we do not want them around. So I'm trying to keep her protected as much as I can. So yeah, this is my Alocasia Polly, or African mask. I call her my African beauty. So she's a beauty. So yeah, she literally this whole month of June, and it's still opening. This leaf has grown. Okay. So she starts the first. She's the first one on the top 7. Next, we're gonna go with this beauty. She's this screen always does that. Sorry. This is I believe she's the pink Valentine Lima. I've had her since she was, well, she's still a wee little baby, but I've had her, I believe, since October. I want to say October of 2018. Mind you, she had a leaf that was unfurling, and I want to say it's this pink one, all pink one. Now, I understand why she's a slow grower, because there's a lot of pink in her leaf, and it probably struggles to get through. But this one, I believe, is the Valentine Lima. But so anyhow, she grew this leaf, and that was it. I'm talking since October, and it was already unfurling when I got her. So she only grew 1 leaf since October. So then I did repot her in this cute little pink pot that I got from 99-cent store, and it is a clay pot. And so then I repotted her, been leaving her alone. I water her when she dries out. And lo and behold, she has this leaf coming out, which I'm pretty excited about, because she wasn't, like I said, growing anything. And I was like, what's going on? I figured she is a slow grower because of the pink variegation, which is hard for them to push out, But she's coming along and she has a new leaf. So this all grew during June. So I'm sure by July she should be pretty much all the way sprouted out, and I'll be pretty happy about that. That leaf should be. So she's coming along. I was, almost about to be like, well, she's going to be on the to-go list if she doesn't make it, because I didn't know, because a lot of times when you get them real little, you don't know if they're going to make it. It's like you're raising a baby, but not a human baby, but you don't know if you're going to be able to get them through, especially with plants. You never know if they're going to make it, especially when they're babies, because they're just, most of the time when we get them, I got her at a nursery, they were propagated, and we don't know how far or how, if it's going to make it or not. So yeah, she's making it. And she has a new leaf coming in, which I'm so happy. And so, yeah, this has grown for June of 2019. So this is the Valentine. I believe this is the Valentine Agulima, or Chinese evergreen. But if it's not, leave me a comment and let me know which she is. But I'm pretty sure this is her. When she starts getting the green through her leaves, I believe this is the Valentine Agulima. Okay, so there's that big pretty leaf coming through. Next we have this beauty. This is the Jade Margentina, Trifessa Hannah. I just call her little Margentina. This is definitely beauty, of nature's beauty, and God has created, because look at those colors in her. And then so I'm watering her, and the other day, and boom, she has this little baby that I just, like, it just came out of nowhere. And look at the little white around the let me zoom in a little bit, the white around the edges already. Isn't that a cutie? She's just too cute. I just love her colors. And then she just literally pushed this out of nowhere. I just caught me off guard with this little pup. So I'm so excited about that. She's just a cutie, and now she's making me a grandma of a cutie of her. So yeah, she's so happy, and I'm happy with her. So this is a Jade Margentina Sansevieria Hannah. It is a Hannah. There's a few other names for her, but I'm just going to go with the Jade Margentina. She has cream mixed in with her in the yellow, so it's just so beautiful. Such a beautiful piece. So yeah, now I've got a little pup coming through. So happy to get to see these plants with their babies. Is just a blast, because you're actually watching generations of plants grow. So I'm pretty happy with her. So she got to be on the 7th, and this actually grew this month for June. This little pup came out of nowhere in June. So yeah, I'm so excited. So yeah, this is my Jade Margentina Sansevieria Hannah. Okay. All right. Next on the list is my Sansevieria Sub. I want to pronounce it Subspicata. It's Subspicata. Subspicata. Sansevieria, which she's a little beauty. So I have bought her a while back, and I was like, well, we'll see what happens with her. She was a little beat up, and I took her, repotted her. I seen that she had a bunch of pups, but they weren't coming out. So then a lot of times you don't know with them, because they have the rhizomes underneath, and then their root system. And this one actually had a whole bunch of different things sticking out, and I was like, oh, let me just pot her. So that's why I got her in this little wide bowl. I put her in. So lo and behold, for June, I get this. So this has been growing, which caught me off surprise. Once again, I was watering her, and I always pick through the soil, but I try to be careful, especially with them, because they're rhizomes. They have pups coming from under, so you have to be so careful with Sansevierias, because it could be a pup. So I generally will feel around, and then I look, and if I see some green, because they have orchid bark in there, which can feel like little, like something's coming out. But lo and behold, I look, and it's some green coming out, and here's a new plant. So the way they grow is like a whole bunch of little rosettes. So this will grow like a whole nother one of these. And they grow just in little rosettes like that. So that's what's forming right here, which I'm pretty excited about. So she's making me another grandma, and growing out. So hopefully this whole bowl through the years will just be filled up. I may end up having to repot her in another pot that's more wider, which a lot of the Sansevierias, they grow out like that. So, but I put her in this bowl because I figured she can grow out through, try to fill it up. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. This all was in the month of June. I did not have this in May. So, pretty happy about that. So, yeah, this is my Sansevieria Sub, I believe that's how you say it. And she's grown this new leaf, so I'm pretty excited. So, yeah, that's her. And the leaves are just so interesting. They look like little spoons almost. And I love the margin around. So yeah, I'm glad I got her. She was in a little pot, and even though some of her leaves were beat up, but that's okay. I took her. I figured, well, we'll see what happens, and I'm glad I did. So that's her. All right, next we got this beauty. Now I have learned with just watching other people say, oh, so this goes by a whole bunch of different names. Now I've seen people say the Silvery Ann, right? Now look at this. Silvery Ann, it may look like a different plant, but if you look, this is where she was getting a lot of light. If you give this plant a whole bunch of light, it will turn into Silvery Ann. So don't be fooled by the different ones. I believe it's only one of these. It just depends on how it's grown. And then, a lot of people will get multiple of these thinking they have Silvery Ann. Then there's the, let's see, what's the other name for this? I think they call it the Exotica. Let's see. Silvery Ann. And then they have the one that's called Exotica. I'm trying to see. But it's a Scindapsus pictus silver pothos, regardless. They have the Silvery Ann, they have the Exotica, they have all these different names, but it's just a silver pothos, Scindapsus pothos. So don't let that fool you when you see, and it'll be like, well, this one's a little bit littler, and the leaves can get huge if you give them enough light. So you may end up seeing one with the huge leaves and say, oh, this is different than this one. To me, I've looked at all of them, and they can change it depends on how they're grown. So there's I believe only one of these, and then there's the satin pothos. That's the little one that isn't even this one. So they're two different plants. So at the end of the day, if you see, this one has mostly silver. And if I gave her a bunch of light, put her right, give her a bunch of light, all her leaves are going to turn like that and they'll get huge. And then I could call her a silver Ann. But she's actually just or the Exotica. She's just a Skindaxis pictus. But she has grown this new leaf. I want to say this leaf also for the month of June. She wasn't growing for a while. I had repotted her and I thought maybe I put her in shock or something when I did that. But she just grew this leaf. This was a brand new leaf. And then she has one coming up out of here. So, and I want to say this leaf grew. So, not maybe all in June, but I know she grew this leaf and this one that's coming out in June. And this one, I believe, too. So she wasn't growing for a while. She just wasn't growing. I have repotted her. And then I left her alone and I didn't see any new growth. So I was like, well, maybe she's just, going through something. I didn't know. And I heard this is a slow grower. But like I said, so this leaf is new. This one's coming out. And I believe this one grew within, but this month alone, I've gotten this leaf, this one, and then this one. So 2 leaves a month for, within and I've had her for a long time. I want to say she's like my first Pothos that I got. And I had her since last July, I want to say last July. And she's only grown a few. She only grew just probably 1 or 2 leaves, but now she's popping out a bunch of leaves. So she gets to be on here. My Skimdaxis pictus, Silver Ann, whatever you want to call her. But I believe it's just a Skimdaxis pictus. And just be weary. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, I want the Silver Ann, or I want the Exotica, but it's only one. And like I said, she got this because she was in the sun a lot. She got a lot of sun. So just remember that. And the leaves will get huge too if you put her in more sun. So yeah, so that's her, my Skimdaxis pictus. And she got to be on top 7 because she has been growing quite a bit of leaves. Within this month alone, like I said, this one just came this month. And then this one's coming out. And I believe this leaf, I want to say, just came like at the end of May. So all these leaves are new. So yeah. She's growing. I'm really happy with her. And she's a beauty. So that's her. All right, next is this beauty. She is beautiful. She has been growing really this month alone. This basically started vining. And this is her vines. And these are all new leaves that have came out. These are new. The ones that are real bright are the ones that, and look at this. These are all from the month of June, I want to say. This just started trailing. She had like a little trail, and I actually thought I was losing her for a while because one of her leaves I had to pull out. Then I had some leaves that were discoloring, but she's coming along and she's growing. So this trail right here, I want to say, no, actually this trail just started. And this is all through the month of June. She's grown quite a bit, and she's grown to be a beautiful plant. With that beautiful, like these are new. These 2 big, huge leaves are new. So yeah, I'm really excited with her. So, ooh, God bless me, sorry. So yeah, this is her, my neon Pothos. She's growing. She got a little more coming through. Here go a leaf coming up out of there. There's a leaf Whew, leaf coming up out of here. So yeah, she's growing a lot, and then there's one coming about to unfurl right there. So she's grown a lot for the month of June, I can say. I let her dry it completely out. But yeah, she has a bunch of new leaves coming in, and she wasn't growing for a while. And now she's starting to blossom. So I'm so happy with her. So she's paying off because she wasn't, I kind of was worried for a while, but now I'm really happy, and they're this bright color. I love it. They do I believe once it gets older, they turn to this lime green, but she's a beauty. So that's her, my neon Pothos. She gets to be on the top 7 this month for June. All right. Now, last but not least, save the best for last, this beauty. My Hoya oblivata, she has grown, when I say so much, this month alone. These are new. This is new. She's just busting out the seams. She got something coming right here, maybe a little one, but it's still growing. A lot of all these are new. These are new. Let's see. This whole thing right here is new. She's busting out her seams, is all I could say. And really, what I've learned with the Hoyas, they love the Job sticks, this Job's slow release sticks. But yeah, she has, and letting them dry out, of course. But yeah, she has grown so much, is ridiculous. I can't even, I'm just so happy with her because when I first got her, I had to cut a lot of her leaves off. She lost a lot of her leaves because I was knocking them over, and I didn't really have the care down for Hoyas. She was like my second Hoya. And I got her probably last October, November. And she was my second Hoya. And she had a bunch of the black spots. And then I just was like tripping out. I was cutting a bunch of the leaves off. Now I know the black spots are just going to be on there. Now, if they're really severely bad, then, but they like, so the Job sticks and neem oil, a good neem spray once a month is good for them also. I don't know, they just like it. But she has just surprised me with all these new growths because she literally, I had to cut off a lot of her leaves during the winter. And like I said, I lost a lot of leaves and they probably didn't even need to come off. But whatever the case is, she's growing now. So I'm so happy with her. Like literally these ones have grown, and this is because, so I had her sitting right by the window where it gets direct sun, because my west window, so you have the sides that get bright indirect, and then when you put them in front, they do get, I want to say, maybe 2 hours of direct sunlight. So this will happen. You'll see little burn tips. So she got a little burnt right here. This might have just grown like that. But I think that's it. Oh, and this one right here. But that might have just grew like that too. But I know this one was a burnt tip. So I'm not messing with it. I just leave it alone. But she has grown in this cute little thing. It looks like a heart. But she is huge. When I say she's huge, look at that. She's humongous. And I'm so happy with her. I have her in her pot. I'm going to be getting a hanging rack pretty soon. So what I'm going to do is hang all my Hoyas that are hanging plants. I keep their hangers in the nursery pot. My Hoya Bella's not, but I'm actually going to put her like, I have a bar stool, but I may end up looking for like one of those beautiful little plant stands that you just sit it in and it just trails over. That's what I think I'm going to do with my Bella. But her and the other ones are going to be hanging, being hanging plants. because they look so pretty when they're, you know, hanging. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of this top 7 for the month of June. Hope everyone enjoyed this video. I hope everyone has a blessed week, and thank you so much for watching, and bye.